the 49ers Report. My name is Cam Rogers. It's time for those 49ers rumors. And first things first, will the 49ers sign Jadeveon Clowney in 2019? I'll give this one jet head for now, but Clowney is one of the more intriguing free agents for next offseason. And yes, 49ers fans, we are kind of at that point now where we can look ahead to the 2019 draft and 2019 offseason altogether here. Clowney, of course, would help in terms of pass rushing ability for the San Francisco 49ers. Right now, the 49ers are 24th in the league in creating sacks. Now, obviously, the 49ers will address the edge rusher position throughout the NFL draft as well. But if Jadeveon Clowney somehow walks into free agency, and with the amount of salary cap space that the 49ers have, it makes a lot of sense for me that maybe they could make a run at Clowney or some other free agent out there in 2019. So I think the 49ers will be big-time spenders next offseason. So stay tuned for that. But in terms of the probability of Jadeveon actually getting signed by San Francisco, one jet head for now. I think it's pretty unlikely because I don't think he leaves Houston. Now, some key free agents here, Earl Thomas included. Golden Tate could leave Detroit. I'll talk about him later. Dante Fowler is an interesting one as well, having a really good year. The Jaguars declined the fifth-year option on Dante Fowler, so this is like a contract year for him. So watch out for Fowler perhaps testing the open market. Now, I will ask you guys this. What position is more important for you guys for the 49ers to address? Type P for pass rusher, type W for wide receiver. You can't pick both. You got to pick one of them, so go ahead and type away in the comments section. Is Matt Breida out for Week 6 against the Green Bay Packers? 3 jet heads on this one, pretty likely. As you heard during the opening, Kyle Shanahan said that Matt Breida is doubtful to play on Monday Night Football. The 49ers did work out some running backs in preparation of Breida being out for a while, and Breida entered Week 5 of the NFL season pretty darn highly ranked in terms of rushing. 3rd in the NFL, 1st in yards per carry. I would expect a much bigger workload from Mr. Alfred Morris, your RB2 there on the list. Raheem Mostert is your running back number 3. Maybe some more Kyle Juszczyk during this Week 6 contest against the Green Bay Packers, but it does not look like Matt Breida will be suiting up for this team. Now, with that said, did the 49ers sign a new running back to the roster? Well, to the practice squad, yes. So 4 jet heads here. They brought in a slew of names, by the way. Some of them you may actually recognize. Shane Vereen, Charcandrick West, Andre Ellington, Jeremy McNichols. But they went ahead and signed this guy, Matthew Days, to the practice squad. He's a former 7th-round selection of the Browns from last year. As a rookie, he did not register any carries, just a practice squad guy for now. But the 49ers did bring in a new running back, so they are addressing the position. You should address this as well. Take me down in my NFL pick'em game. Pretty simple, guys. You sign up for free. If you DM me, I'll give you the directions to sign up. You make the picks against the spread on a weekly basis. And if you finish in first, I am giving you $25 right out of my back pocket. Boom. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is CAM120. DM me on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99 for all of the details. Free to enter. I'm literally giving you money if you finish in first place. There is no reason not to do this. So go ahead and hit me up on Twitter for all of the details. Okay, next up here on the list. I kind of hinted at this last week. The 49ers versus the Rams Sunday Night Football game has indeed been flexed out. That is 4 jet heads on that because, well, with Jimmy Garoppolo going down and Jerick McKinnon no longer on the active roster, there's no real need if you are the NBC family out there to decide that, yeah, we want this game in the Sunday night slot. So now it's 4:25 Eastern Time on CBS. Now the Chiefs and the Bengals are in that Sunday night slot there for Week 7. So 49ers versus Rams, no longer a primetime matchup. Are the 49ers going to select number 1 overall in the 2019 NFL Draft? Two Jetheads, firmly in the rumor category. According to Football Outsiders, the 49ers now have the highest % chance of selecting number 1 overall for this coming draft. A week ago, they had the 3rd highest % chance, but when you hand the Cardinals their first win of the year, that's probably going to bump up your chances. Now, here are the latest percentages. 49ers at number 1, the Cardinals are at number 2, Buffalo at 3, the Raiders at 4, and the New York Giants at number 5. For some of you, maybe you're looking ahead to the 2019 NFL Draft, and I want to know from you guys, what position should be the priority for the 49ers? You could look at wide receiver. You could look at perhaps tackle position if you want, maybe the edge rusher position. My guess is everybody's going to be saying edge rusher, pass rusher, get some sort of electric player that can make plays, i.e., a Nick Bosa or something like that. So San Francisco at 19%, the favorite as we stand to have that number 1 overall selection. Go ahead and weigh in on the comments section right now what you think about the priorities for San Francisco and John Lynch in the 2019 NFL Draft. Okay, legit question. Is Richard Sherman elite? Because it was a question coming off that Achilles injury, and he's back, baby. Richard Sherman is having a fantastic season. So how about these numbers? He ranks first among cornerbacks in passer rating allowed, ranks first in catch rate allowed, first in coverage snaps per reception allowed, 4th in coverage grade on Pro Football Focus, and 4th in forced incompletion percentage. Simply put, he's been a worthwhile investment for the San Francisco 49ers here, and I thought, Sherman had a chance at getting back to that elite form, but it would have been a big uphill climb to do so. He has completed that uphill climb. He's having a great season so far, something I can't say for Ahkello Witherspoon, for example, or any of the safeties right now for the 49ers. So Richard Sherman performing really well so far for San Francisco. All right, so I hinted at Golden Tate. Will the 49ers sign him in 2019? This is an interesting question. I'm going to give it to Jedheads for now. Tate is one of the more electric players in the NFL, set to become a free agent, because I don't think he's going to stay with Detroit. He's having a really good season with the Lions, and he's not going to be cheap on the open market, that is for sure. Now, he has expressed interest in returning to the Detroit Lions, but he knows he can get a boatload of money on the open market. And if the Lions get too stingy with him, Golden Tate will not hesitate and say goodbye. Hit the open market, chat with the, shall we say, Jets, 49ers, Colts, all these teams out there with fat salary cap spaces to play with. So the 49ers have a ton of salary cap space heading into 2019. They can spend on somebody like Golden Tate, which would be very interesting and would certainly be a nice weapon for Jimmy Garoppolo. So should the 49ers sign Golden Tate? Hit me up in this reaction poll. Press those buttons. Heart for yes, laughing face for no. I assume that most people will be throwing up their hearts on this one because Golden Tate is emerging as one of the top line receivers in the NFL, performing really well this season for the Detroit Lions. So, staying with that wide receiver theme now, will the 49ers trade Pierre Garcon? I don't see this happening. One Jethead on this one. So NJ.com released an article of potential trades for every single NFL team, and Pierre Garcon checked in for the 49ers. I get it. He's been struggling this year, and there is a potential out of his contract after this season. I don't think this will happen. Garcon, historically speaking, has really good hands. He has good veteran leadership. He's a physical receiver. Yeah, he's been dinged up a little bit this year as well, but who hasn't on this team in 2018? I think it would be a little insane to trade Pierre Garcon away. They need him in that wide receiver core there to kind of be that leader. Now, even if the 49ers sign a Golden Tate or address the wide receiver position in the draft a little more, I still think Pierre Garcon is going to stay on this team. Don't think that a trade is going to happen before the deadline, which, by the way, is October 30th. Hey, folks, want to give a shout-out to Mizzen and Maine. I'm wearing one of their shirts right now. Sweat wicking technology, no ironing needed. It's great. Comfortable.af is the way to go, so you can get one of these fantastic shirts out there. Mizzen and Maine. All right, let's take a look at the next rumor on the list. Are the 49ers the worst team in the National Football League? Sorry, guys. 3 Jetheads on this one. Pretty close to 4. I mean, when you lose to the Arizona Cardinals, give them their first win of the season, and do it all at home, you should be dead last. Now, USA Today recently released its power rankings, and the 49ers check in at number 32. And this is more of, well, okay, the 49ers have all these injuries. If the 49ers were fully healthy, they would not be the worst team in the NFL. They would at the very least be middle of the pack. And you take a look at these losses this season: Minnesota, Kansas City, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Arizona Cardinals. The one that sticks out to me is that game against the Arizona Cardinals, where the offense just continued to turn the football over. And at the end of the day, if you turn the football over, you lose that battle, you're going to lose basically every single game. So the 49ers right now certainly look like the worst team in the National Football League, but that's not because, well, they lack talent. It's because these injuries are piling up. And when injuries happen, I don't care how many times you say the next man up mentality, it changes the chemistry. It changes things in the locker room with the X's and O's and all of that. So that's where we stand with the San Francisco 49ers.